Good evening and welcome to this special edition of First Local Moncton. I'm Diane Henry. Here's our top story in Moncton tonight. One Moncton astronomer has a very unique gift.
I got a telescope for my 12th birthday, and that sort of set me off. I really enjoyed looking at the moon.
Welcome back. A Moncton man has taken his love of the stars and made it a serious hobby. And as First Local's Ian Bonnell discovered, he also faced some challenges along the way.
Although you wouldn't know it from the outside, this modest Moncton home is a gateway to the cosmos. These are images shot by astrophotographer Tim Doucette. The Moncton resident is a hobby astronomer whose photos have been nationally recognized, and he also represents the New Brunswick chapter of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. But Tim Doucette has another unique title. He's legally blind. He was born with cataracts and had to have the lenses of his eyes removed as a baby. With only 10% of his vision remaining, Tim describes one of the first moments he learned to love the night sky.
I got a telescope for my 12th birthday, and that sort of set me off. I really enjoyed looking at the moon, and I realized even through, at the time, even through a telescope, I really couldn't see a whole lot of anything else besides, through the bright planets, Jupiter, Saturn. I kind of dreamed of being an astronaut, but I kind of bumped on the wayside after sort of reading about how strict and I figured if I can't drive a car, there's no way I'm going to be driving a spaceship.
But just a few years ago, when his wife Amanda suggested he take up a hobby, Tim rediscovered his love of astronomy, and the DeepSkyEye Observatory was born in his backyard.
It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to set up your equipment. By the time you drag it out, set it up. And after coming in the house, 147 times banging in the walls, waking everybody up in the middle of the night, all hours of the night, I said it's about time for an observatory, and my wife agreed with me.
It's here that Tim spends hours gazing at the heavens and recording images that he puts on his website. And one image even made its way into Sky News magazine.
The magazine's only published bi-monthly, so they're very selective as to the images that they get. It was the double cluster that I had taken last year, and it's a cluster of stars, and the cluster itself is actually moving towards us. It's blue shifted.
One of the unique aspects of Tim's story is that his impairment allows him to see things that people with so-called normal vision can't.
A friend of mine one night said, tell me what you see, and I was describing to him, I see this ring with two little dots in it, and I said, he says, you're not supposed to really kind of be able to see what you're seeing there, like all of it, the two dots and whatnot, in this size telescope. So I thought, well, that's kind of freaky. So I just kind of went from there, and I compared with other people, and it seemed that I could see just as well, even better in some cases, than what other people were seeing.
Tim decided to bring his story to the public for two reasons. He wanted to share his love of astronomy, but he also wanted to inspire people like himself who face a challenge.
If anybody that sees that, if they have some sort of a disability of some sort, that, they can overcome it. It's all in the drive and how much you love what you do. If you find something you love to do, you'll find a way to do it.
And for Tim Doucette, that means opening his eyes to the stars. Ian Bonnell, First Local News, Moncton.